Welcome to the TechnoGals podcast, where we talk about technology and anything else that is top of mind. Let's get started. Bam. Those were really aggressive ones. The coffee is definitely kicking in, and I'm sweating a little bit. So today's topics are RBF. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're going to find out. And our take on corporate America jargon. But before we jump into those fun things, I have a question for you, and then I have 3 life updates. So, first question. Did Brad finish the chicken coop?
No.
Oh.
I think it's...
Now I feel bad.
It's going to be a my-day project, this chicken coop. It's like, yeah. We're going to get it done this weekend. I feel good about it. There's been a lot of scope creep. Everyone can relate to that. We decided the chickens needed like more covered space because what if they get hot? They're going to want more shade. So then we had to extend the roof. Then you got to dig a couple holes for the posts. Then we decided, hey, where they're going to be nesting is not as dark. And like they want to like put their eggs in the darkest spot of the coop. And it had like, so we inherited a chicken coop on this property we purchased, and we're having to revamp it. So then we're like, well, chickens are going to want it to be darker. So then we had to take out the shelves, and we're putting in new ones so they're solid. Like these chickens are treated like premium. Like
that is a lot of change orders.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah,
you said scope creep. So change orders.
It's supposed to be simple. It's kind of, it's just scope creeping. And then
you're trying to give them a good life.
Yeah, because I want them to be happy while they make
and lay giant eggs.
And then I'm really nervous about, because we live on like an acreage. It's kind of like not like, it's kind of in the country-ish area, and there's like possums and like raccoons and like normal things out here that will eat my chickens. So I'm putting I'm digging like a moat and putting chicken wire there and putting the dirt back on it. So if they try to dig to get into my chicken coop, then
that's aggressive.
Hit chicken wire instead of being able to get all the way through. So I'm just really nervous that they're going to get harmed by something. So
yeah,
but this weekend it's going to 100% going to be done because it needs to.
I need to get you and my stepdaughter talking because she has chickens in their backyard and they just built a coop, and they've had maybe a little bit of a run-in with a hawk. So maybe you guys can swap some best practices. Yeah, we definitely have some like big birds here too. So I need to make for sure. We're going to put like a big old net over top. So if a hawk tries to come down, it's going to hit a net instead of getting one of my chickens. That's really good. That's a good idea. Yeah. Do you want to tell the listeners what you named one of your chickens? Oh, well, so these chickens are meant for laying eggs. They're not intended to be fried for consumption. They're going to live their long lives making us eggs. But these are like production, like they're not pets. They're meant for a purpose, right? And so people have been like, oh, like, what are you going to name them? And I'm joking about it because like, I'm going to name one like Chicken Nugget or like Nuggy because they do have a purpose. But I also grew up on a farm, and when we had cows or cattle, however you want to refer to them, we also named them brisket or ground beef. Oh my God. Like ribeye, T-bone. Like they're for, like, when you grow up on a farm, like the purpose of this animal is like it's for the consumption at the end of it, right? So we've always kind of named our animals what ultimately they are. But we will not eat these because they're going to live a very long life, and probably by the end of their life, they'll be pretty like tough, and then won't be like, so we'll probably use them for something different. But once they're done with their life. Solid. But in the meantime, they're going to have wonderful pine shavings, all sorts of like fluffiness. They're going to have a beautiful area to take their dust baths in. Like they're going to live a premium lifestyle until I know they will. You will not give them anything less than high quality. No. All right. Yeah. Because they're doing work for our family. All right. That's a great update. I'm glad we got the chicken situation sorted. Okay. My 3 life updates are 1. Okay. If you put I just discovered this.
if you put a collared shirt under any sweater, you immediately look legit. Like, this is an old, grimy sweater. I feel like I look a little bit legit. Like, this, I could wear this to work. Do you confirm or deny?
Yeah, you could. You could. But I also feel like you could just wear the sweater, like without the collar.
The neck is like really like wrung out. So it's a little sketch. But if you have a collared shirt and an old grimy sweater, you should try it because it works.
I feel like that one's like it's like an 80s throwback sweater.
No, but it literally is.
Colors are
This is Adam's. Oh
okay.
Yeah, you saw it this weekend. This is Adam's college sweater from Pittsburgh State. Go Gorillas.
Oh, nice.
All right. Second life update. I have sunk to a new low last night. Adam came home from running errands and brought me my favorite Blizzard from Dairy Queen, but I happened to be in the bathtub. So I ate my Blizzard in the bathtub. And it was a very weird experience because I was like cold up top, hot in the bath. So there's that. And then
if that's honestly low, it sounds pretty freaking amazing. I'm in a bathtub and someone's bringing me ice cream, and not only ice cream, like my favorite ice cream. So like, I know you like say you're sinking to a new low, but that sounds like you're actually peaking.
Maybe
like
glass half full.
You're coming to
I like it.
Yeah.
It was interesting because he came in there and he was like, I know you want to eat it in the bathtub. I'm like, yeah, let me have that. Spoon and all. Okay, last thing. I wonder if you catch yourself doing this at all. Probably not because you're running kids around and stuff, but I just realized this morning that I have not left my house since last Saturday.
Oh, that sounds magical.
I think that's a bit much for me. Because like we get our groceries delivered because I like hate going to the grocery store. We have a small little home gym, so I'm not going out to the gym. I have gone on walks, so I've left the actual house and like walked around the neighborhood, but I cooked from home this week, so we didn't go out to dinner. But until I went and got coffee this morning, I had not left the house since Saturday. That's ridiculous.
That's like my discovery this morning that I realized I hadn't brushed my hair since Sunday.
That was an awesome text message to start the day. Alicia texted me what she just said, and then she's like, I know I brought it to your house. I'm like, I'm getting coffee. I'll go look for it downstairs, see if it's still here. But you had already found it.
Yeah. I mean, when you put your hair up in a ponytail, like, well, maybe
you don't need to brush it though, because it adds volume.
That's what I'm saying. But maybe other people do brush it. I don't know. Like I've had ponytail hair all week, so I finally like took care of it today. But I've just been throwing up the ponytail, and there was just no need to. Well, maybe there was a need. I just ignored the need if there was one.
I would tell you, I've seen you on camera this week at work, and I would not have known that you hadn't taken a brush to your hair.
But this is like a pretty frequent like problem for me though, because when I met you in September of last year, like in person, like you did not know this, but I frequently forget my hairbrush when I travel for work. And so I also did on this trip, and I could easily go to like a convenient, whatever those like a Walgreens or whatever those kind of places are, like a quick kind of convenience store like that, and grab one at 10, 12 bucks a time every time I forget one. But like, I didn't want to do that. So I spent and I had longer hair then than I do now. And Tracy was like, I finally told her in November that I didn't brush my hair that entire trip. And she was like, I couldn't even. Yeah.
But so you know what's even more funny is that we talked about this then, is you don't even have to go to Walgreens. You know, you just call down to the front desk and be like, bro, I forgot my hairbrush. Like, we'll just sim one on up.
Yeah.
They do that with razors and toothbrush. So, you know, you don't need to spend the 10 to 12 every time you forget your hairbrush.
I could just like, yeah, I probably could handle this better, but instead I just like, I'm like, it's your fault. Now you have to get tangled hair.
Oh,
It's like a penalty to
There's worse
myself.
things to
And I
forget.
don't know. Yeah.
Are there?
Yeah.
Now I'm just trying to think.
Well, one time I did actually forget. So I always wear like comfy clothes on the
Yeah.
airplane. I don't usually
Yeah,
fancy. And I don't know if this is super appropriate, but I 100% did forget a bra one time.
That is totally appropriate. And we're probably going to go down a rabbit hole here. Bras are overrated. Anyways, all right. Alicia, how do you feel about RBF? What is it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you know about it?
So this has like been one of those things that's plagued me for a really long time in my life. And most everyone that's a close friend of me comments on it. So if you don't know, RBF stands for like rusty bitch face, but I'm just going to call it RBF. And so like when I'm thinking and people are talking to me, I'm organically throwing my brow. You can't see it right now super well, but like I'm always like this when people are talking to me and I'm really processing what they're thinking. But like if I'm not talking to you, like this is what it looks like.
Confirm.
And people are always like, "What's wrong? Like, why are you so angry?" And I'm like, "I'm not angry. I'm just like I'm processing what you're thinking." Like even hearing the like saying the word process, like my brow froze. And so I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm just like thinking about what you're saying. And so this is like for like years, like some of my performance feedback is like, you always look like you're disgruntled when you're in meetings. I'm like, oh, I'm just like thinking about what you're saying. And I'm a very operationally like focused person, or like that's like the thing that comes or very easily for me. And so when someone throws out an idea, I instantly think the next like 6 steps down. And you can see like I'm already thinking about the next 6 steps. And like that's what it does. But if I'm thinking for a really long time, it just looks really angry. And I've thought about like this is, I mean, like I'm not even kidding, like 10 plus years that I've really gotten comments about my thinking face, but it comes across as like angry. And so I thought, okay, I've done nothing for I'm in my 40s and I've done nothing to like modify Botox, whatever. I don't do any of it. I just like, it is what it is. I try to remember to put moisturizer on at night, and that's not even like always happening. And so I've thought of like, maybe if I just got Botox here, that way like people wouldn't be able to tell like when I'm annoyed, or not annoyed, but like when I'm thinking, it comes across as annoyed. Yeah, no one will be able to tell anything. I'll just look pleasant. And I feel I can't be the only one just that froze their brow. My kids will be telling me stories and I'm listening intently, and I look like this. Yeah. So I can't be the only one. And I'm just curious.
I've been in a meeting.
Are there others out there like me that think really angrily looking?
Well, there has to be, because they named a whole face around it. RBF. If no one else was experiencing it, no one else would know what RBF is. But I've gotten the same feedback before. Like I'm the same way, like, what? Or like, people share their screen all the time and it's tiny and you're like, what is that? What's that? And you're like,
yeah, it's so little. Yeah,
you're like,
you guys
what? Wait, what are you saying? And I've gotten that feedback, like, is everything okay? Or like, Tracy, what? Does this not sound like the right approach? I'm like, no, it's fine. Yeah. I'm just digesting what you're saying. This is just literally my face. I'm sorry. This is just my face. But I'm the same way. Like I haven't got anything done. I'm not against it by any means, but Adam and I were talking about this. Like there is some like external pressure just like from social media and being a female, like to get Botox and fillers and stuff. And I haven't felt that pressure yet, except for the brow. It's the same thing. It's like if I got like just a little like bloop, would they not do that as much? But then I think, you know what? It's not my problem. My thinking face looks like this. It is your problem that you keep interpreting it the wrong way. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sure it has to be a thing. I'm sure men get it too. Like it's not just a female thing. Like body language. Sometimes we just have weird little oddities on our face. I'm working on having a better poker face, but like my brain cannot stop me from doing the thing that I'm like thinking about. So
I would also think it would help me have a better poker face. So when someone says anything that's like kind of outlandishly crazy, I would just like, instead of like, and then no one will know if I am just processing or if I think it's crazy, or like it gives me more
Pros and cons.
optionality if I could train myself to not do this. But
then it's like you're giving in. Like you're giving in to, I say this term loosely, like you're giving in to the man. Just let me furrow my brow and go about my day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But so it was really cute because one of my gal friends was watching our podcast. I don't remember which episode it was, but when I saw her in person, she was like, "I could tell you were thinking because you did the face. You were," and it was just you talking. It's not like I'm even upset. And I was just like, and it's not intended. And so I need this as like a PSA. That's probably what this is. Not everyone is upset. Some of us just furrow our brow when we're thinking, and we need to bring awareness to this.
I agree.
As an option.
We need to have, maybe we can choose a month, like an awareness month. You know, today's like April Stress Awareness Month. You know, May is Resting Bitch Face Awareness Month.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want people to think I'm upset. I just want them to know that I'm listening intently. You know, I'm actually paying attention.
We could use this to our advantage though. Like, so flip it around. What if the idea is actually not a good one and you're making that face? Then someone calls you out and you're just like, this is my thinking face. I'm just processing what you're saying. Like, I totally think it's a great idea.
No, I wouldn't say that. You know that about me.
Yes. I do know that about you.
Let's talk this out a little bit more, because I think there's going to be some logistical issues as we try to implement this.
Great segue. So, any parting thoughts on the old RBF?
No parting thoughts. I want people, if they're experiencing this, what have you done to fix it? Because I need to improve in this, just because the feedback has been so consistent that I always look so disgruntled, and I'm not really disgruntled that on that frequent of a basis. Like, I'm never gonna assume it's like always perfect, let's be real, but like, it definitely, the ratio that I get the comment, it's not the frequency of my disgruntledness. So one time at a meeting, okay, one more and then we can move on. At the end of a meeting, someone messaged me right afterwards. They're like, "You looked really upset at the end of the meeting. Is everything okay? Do you need to talk about something?" I was like, "Nah, it's probably just my RBF." Like, I'm not upset. I just need everyone to know I'm not upset.
I'm here with you, Alicia. I agree. Like, what are the pro tips out there? Or maybe it is
Botox.
That's it. That's the pro tip. Problem solved. Boop.
Yeah. Which I'm probably not going to do, but thanks. If that is your pro tip, like, it's probably, I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole of continuous.
I know.
I don't dye my hair. I don't do a lot of things. Like, I just live very organically because it's just too much maintenance, and I don't got the time for the upkeep.
Yeah.
I only cut my hair like once a year. I don't even, maybe, you know what, as we start to talk today, maybe I'm realizing I have some unhealthy like hygiene habits. I don't know.
No, you don't. Oh my gosh. But I'm the same way about, like, it's not that I'm against getting it or like trying it. I don't want to do the upkeep. It's the same with nails. Yeah. It's the same with hair. It's the same with, I got fake eyelashes one time and I liked them. I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to be able to go do this all the time because it's just like one more thing. Like, you start that and it's like one more thing. But I think eventually I will get it. Yeah, for sure. Anyhow.
I don't do anything to my nails. These are like farm nails. Like, I'm always digging in the ground, doing some type of so there's no purpose in me spending money on my nails.
I do spend money on my nails
because it's not gonna last for me and my lifestyle.
I do, just because I have this, like, I kind of have a weird hand phobia. Like, I think my hands are really ugly. My fingers. Yeah, it's really weird. So
this is a really interesting opinion.
I've always
today because there's
just like I have really dry cuticles all the time. Like my hands are always cracked and they just never look good. So I'm always like kind of like self-conscious about them. So the only reason I go get my nails done is because I need a professional to like hack away at them. Every time I go, they're like, you have really bad cuticles. I'm like, it's every time. Like there's nothing I can do about it. They're just like using their tweezer cutter things just for long periods of time. And I go regularly.
I would say I also agree with you on the dry cuticle thing, but I am an excessive hand washer. And so I always assume that the soap just like washes or dries out my hands quite a bit. But like I am, you know what, now that maybe this is going to come across as like some type of like, because I don't want to touch my cheese. And also like I wash my hands a lot. The string cheese.
I know, but that was now no one knows what you're talking about. So now you have to tell them about your string cheese wrapper scenario.
Oh, well, maybe it'll just be like a little mini nugget.
Okay, I like it. Easter egg.
Yeah, but like now I'm wondering maybe if I have some type of like, I don't like to touch things maybe like because I wash my hands a lot and I didn't want to touch the cheese, but I don't know.
The cheese.
I'm maybe like having a very high self-reflective moment today where I'm like, your hygiene's not great. You're not brushing your hair. You're not cutting it. Like,
oh, this is turning into like a therapy session a little bit.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I need to like, I don't know, be a better version of myself, I guess. We're always trying to be there.
We're really cool, I think. Anyways. Are you ready to play my game?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to not ruin your segue.
All right. So, this is a game called Corporate Jargon. I didn't think of a catchy title. Okay. Anyways, so insert. This is Alicia. This is for you. Insert fancy game show music. Okay. Here we go. Here's the rules. I am going to say a phrase and you have to call out the like specific words of corporate jargon and have to tell me what it means in just like normal talk. All right?
Okay.
Okay. And then at the end, I will tell you if you win or lose.
Oh, I hope I get like 10 points.
No one knows. All right. Here we go. First one. Great point, Cheryl, but I don't think we have enough data on this yet. Let's add this to the parking lot.
Oh, the parking lot. Parking lot means like you just don't want to talk about it yet. Like you're not ready for that conversation, so you're just gonna park it over here and leave it. We're gonna talk about this some other time.
Great job.
Things just really, really great scope creep there, but we don't want to talk about that. So we're just going to put it over here in a place that we're not going to talk about.
I love it.
We may circle back to it later, but we ain't going to talk about it. Don't steal my thunder.
Do not steal my thunder. Okay. Next one. Sorry, this one got me a little. My point of view is that we need a shared understanding before we can make progress.
So is shared understanding the corporate jargon there?
Oh, it's not. It's funny.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't think I've used that one. Nor have I don't think anyone says that one to me. I feel like it's more like we need alignment or synergy. Like that's what I hear.
That might creep up.
So we need to make sure we're in alignment on this before we move forward.
Point of view. Don't you hear that one all the time?
Oh, so
there's a couple in there. It's trick. Trick question.
Well, then I failed because I was.
Alicia doesn't get any points for this one, but I definitely hear point of view a lot. I hear shared understanding, and make progress doesn't really count, but it's kind of like. I feel like it still kind of counts. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't as good of one as I had originally planned out.
Well, then I get some points.
Okay, let me read this next one and make sure it's funny.
Well, it don't have to be funny.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? That they make sense. All right.
Oh, okay.
I used my mom's name for this one. It makes me laugh. Stephanie, we would love to be able to do that work for you at this time, but the team does not have the bandwidth. let me circle back to the leadership team to see how we can get creative.
Oh, wow. You're just throwing them
Gotta
all out
unpack
there
it.
now.
Unpack it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really funny though, because last night I went out for dinner with Brad and I said a phrase. It was not this, but and he was like, "Oh my God," he was like, "You with your corporate jargon." And I was just like, I don't think it's jargon.
Like spills over into your personal life. I've definitely caught myself like, can I give you a little bit of feedback? I'm like, I'm gonna give you some feedback.
Yeah, that's really funny because at dinner last night I was like, if you're open to some suggestions, I have a few I'd like to share with
A
you.
little bit of real-time feedback.
Okay, so you said circle back in there, and you also said bandwidth. Those are the ones that I think are pretty common that I hear. So the bandwidth is just referring to a capacity issue. So if you keep adding on new tasks, eventually like there's just nothing else. I think of it like a bucket. Like the time is completely taken. So then something else has to get taken away, or there's no bandwidth for it. Like there's just no ability to actually perform that task. The other one, circle back, which is just, I've already kind of said it. That one's probably, oh, we'll circle back to that. We'll come back to it later. So it's just like, that parking lot, we're going to come back to that parking lot at some point in time once we can figure out when we have time to talk about it. That one's really common. I probably hear that like 6 times a day minimum.
You said it way nicer than I would explain it, but how I think about it is literally like, bro, I do not have freaking time to do this. And I'm just being nice. Like, no one got time for this. And if we did, then we would make time for it.
Yeah.
Anywho.
How do you say it though? Do you actually say, when someone's like, you don't say, bro, like, we don't have time for this. You're like, oh, like, I don't know, we're kind of at capacity. So like, let me figure out.
Depends on who it is. Sometimes I say, bro.
Okay.
I send messages like that to you during the day sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Great idea, Bob. Why don't you put that into a one-pager so the team can rally behind the strategy?
Oh, wow. So when you say one-pager, though, I actually feel like that's pretty AWS specific because we are a writing culture.
Ooh, I heard that way before AWS. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I used to work with this female. Actually, she was my boss you know what? Shout out to Megan. She gave me like my first shot into like a really technical role. And I've always really appreciated that about her. But her thing was she could not stand the one pager. Everyone talked about it. It's like, put that in a one pager. Oh, that's great. Want to go ahead and put that in a one pager? Oh, super. Hey, where's that one pager? She would just like cringe when she would hear it. But I heard it a lot before.
Really? Okay, so I don't feel like I've heard that pre-AWS that much. So this would be interesting if other people have, because I don't know that I have. But from AWS, like, I mean, it is a huge writing culture there. So we write a lot. If you have like an idea or you're thinking about changing something, like you really want to like fully bake it out. Fully bake. That's probably another one. So you really want to make for sure you've thought like about the end-to-end process. What's it going to look like? What resources does it take to support it? And so rather than just talking about it, you put together like a one-page document that's more comprehensive, kind of lays out the problem, what does this solve, and so forth. So, but prior to AWS, I had not done a lot of like one-pagers. I
would say the previous company was very like, we didn't call ourselves a writing culture, but we were. We absolutely were. All right.
That's interesting. I'm kind of curious, like how many companies out there like consider themselves writing cultures versus deck cultures, or even just like, hey, on a whim, we'll just implement this and see how it goes. Like how much of like the very different like types of companies
like,
there are.
What's the documentation strategy? Another,
and the rally behind. I feel like that one's pretty. I don't hear that one a ton. So. But rally, I feel like you're just going to get some folks to support your idea.
All right. Yeah. This one's a fun one that I have to use frequently, and I'm sure you do as well. Per my last email, the data you are looking for can be found here. What does that mean, Alicia?
That's just like,
You know what? It's the nice way of saying, go fucking read your email.
I think that's it. You're trying to not be a jerk.
Politely redirect them back to the place where the answer
Oh,
already
this thing that
exists.
you're looking for right here? All right. Sounds great.
Yeah. You just want to scroll to the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, can we double click into that once the full team joins the call?
Yeah. Yeah. Double clicking. I understand that one all too well. Well, when you double click, if you think about like a double click on a computer, you're opening up something, right? So you're diving deeper into it. So if you double click on it, you want to expand and know more about
But
it.
the funny thing is, do you double click? Do people still double click? I don't think you double click anymore. When's the last time you double clicked?
Well,
bring the double click back.
Sounds
like a new hashtag. Adam's not a fan of the double click. I was asking him like, hey, we're gonna do a thing around corporate jargon, and he's like, oh, the old double click gets me every time.
I love the old double click.
All right, next one. All right, time for everyone to stack hands and execute.
Oh my god, I've never heard that before in my entire life. Stack hands? What is this? You like go team? I have never heard that before. And if anyone said that to me, I'd have a hard time
You should use it. Maybe it's like...
Yeah, I don't think I can authentically ever say that out loud. No. Only with a bunch of satire can that...
Let's go. Go team, go.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
All right, last one. Hey, guys and gals, let's not boil the ocean.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, let's think about this like logically. Like boiling the ocean would be like an impossible task. So it's like when you're taking on something that's going to be a really big change, it's best. Oh, here's the better way of saying it. We can't eat the elephant all at once.
Never heard that before.
Yeah. So how do you eat an elephant? Little by little, right? So it's like this idea is like this massive I don't know who eats elephants, but it's just a big animal. So it's this like massive thing you're trying to do, but it's going to take too much effort to do all of it at once. And it's not even going to be feasible to do it all at once. So you break it into like little chunks. And then you're going to like focus on these milestones to get to the bigger ocean that you're trying to boil. So it's like breaking down this massive thing.
Yeah. And I think too, I'll probably be a little bit more mean than you are, but a lot of times when that's happening, it's maybe this is when my RBF comes in, because it's like you're going down this giant rabbit hole that you're never going to be able to solve in this one meeting. You got like 3 minutes left and they're trying to like make this perfect solution. You're like, oh God, get like, guys.
Yeah.
Parking lot.
We'll circle back to it next year when we can figure out a new way to move
the needle. That's a great one. Okay, can you please say your elephant thing again? What did you say?
It's like, how do you eat an elephant little by little, or like you can't eat the elephant all at once, essentially is what the phrase is.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. I'm just...
Yeah. Can you picture someone trying to eat the elephant all at once?
Like, one, why would you want to eat an elephant? They're so sweet. I'm pretty sure like they're endangered. Like you can't, are they endangered? I don't think you can. No, you can't even eat elephants.
I don't know where the phrase
it's illegal.
It's like, well,
we're gonna have PETA coming after us for our corporate jargon, and you wanted to eat elephants little by little.
Well, I don't want to actually eat them.
You got a runny nose.
I do want to think about how do we make things digestible. Like we do a lot of big things, like multi-year like transformations, right? But when you think about it, it becomes really daunting and a little bit exhausting to think about. But if you break it into smaller chunks, you're like, oh, okay, I'm just working on this and then this, and all of this makes up this big, long transformation process. And that is much more like mentally available in people's brains, and this idea of like, oh, this massive elephant you gotta take down.
Oh man.
Well, don't take them.
There's so many great promo clips that are going to come out of this in spin-offs of elephants and oceans and things. And chicken coops. And string cheese. Okay, anyways. So that's the end of our game show. You win a prize.
Yay!
Do you want to know what your prize is?
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it, so I'll let you know once I figure it out, and I'll tell you about it. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for today. Ready to go tackle the rest of the day.
Well, we're forgetting something super important.
What? Tell us. Stack hands.
We are really wanting to encourage folks that if they find the content valuable, if they find it engaging or funny, to consider sharing with others and following us on our page so that we can continue to grow our community. So if you like the content, you think some of it's good, you hate some of it, let us know. We really thick skinned people. We don't care. Yeah. So give us your feedback.
Yeah, we're just trying to stack hands and execute over here with the TechnoGals community. So bring it in. 1, 2, 3. Go TechnoGals.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh. All right. God. What do you say? You always say it.
Oh, it's time to cue that outro music. Yeah. Peace.
Oh, that was a fun one.